Is this thing on? Hello everyone, welcome back to Mindset Matters. My name is Vic. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Mindset Matters with Victoria Williamson. My intention with this podcast is that you leave each conversation feeling more positive, more present, and more connected to yourself. I will share ideas and practices to support your mindset and help you get clear on what you want out of life so that you can live each day with purpose. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this type of content, and let's get to today's episode. Today we're talking about switching things up. The power of changing up your routine, trying something new, and I hope it's going to change your life, okay, in the smallest but best ways possible. So, what started this conversation for me? What sparked this idea? So, I recently became an evening workout person. And it's kind of changing my life, okay? I used to be someone who either enjoyed working out first thing in the morning or like early in the day, or I would go straight from work to the gym. And the problem is right after work, I'm usually pretty tired, but I always felt like if I go home, I won't leave my house again. And so recently that's changed, and I found the most optimal time for me to work out and feel great is at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, maybe even 7:30. Okay, then you come home, you kind of eat dinner, wind down, and then it's time for bed. It's great. I read, I go to bed, and I'm loving this new routine. And the whole point of this intro is like, if I didn't decide to just switch things up and try something new, I wouldn't have discovered this new routine. Okay, so let's talk about routine really quick. Routine is so good for you. Having healthy routines is good for your mental health, your physical health. I will always stand by having good routines. For example, I have a very regimented morning and evening routine, and I notice a difference in my mental health, my just overall mood when I do or do not do these things. So my morning routine, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek into my morning. I wake up, I do not look at my phone. I get up, I go get ready, go to the washroom, wash my face, do my thing. Come back, I take my vitamins, I do a morning stretch every morning, get out my yoga mat, do a little morning stretch. Sometimes I pop my headphones in, listen to a little morning meditation, and then I go get my breakfast going. And I don't look at my phone. And that's a very imperative thing for me to have a good start to the day. It helps me feel relaxed, balanced. I'm ready to just, have a calm, happy start to the morning. What happens if I decide to check my phone? I open up my email first thing, or I'm checking through my text messages. The mental clutter is already going, and I haven't even got up yet. So I'm very strict on certain routines because I know they work for me, okay? But I do think that you need some trial and error to get there. I always say what works for me might not work for you, so you got to test things out. But the point of this episode is to switch things up. Well, if we like our routines, why the heck would we switch things up? Well, I will tell you. What happens when things start to feel a little bit mundane, a little repetitive? Sometimes I think we go through periods of life that feel a little bit boring. You're like, okay, I'm doing the same thing every day. Nothing is different. And it can just feel a little bit boring, a little bit repetitive. So the point of this video is the power of just switching things up, often like the smallest little things. And I think what's great about this is you might discover something that actually works more permanently. Like for me, becoming a evening workout person, I love going to workout classes now in the evening. I love going to the gym in the evening, and I just have more energy to do so. Ooh, there's a fly. Did I get it? No. Nope, not quick enough this time. So what does switching things up look like? Let's start like mini. What are the miniest, smallest things you can do to just make your life more interesting? Because that's kind of what this is about. Is like, if you feel bored in your life, it can be as simple as driving a different route to work, or like walking a little bit more and getting on a different bus stop, or maybe trying a new coffee shop if you have like a go-to coffee place in the morning. Like, I'm talking micro little mini changes that can just make you feel refreshed. Okay, drive a new way home. Oh my God, this little fly is going to distract me. Okay. Stay over yonder, fly. I think it speaks Old English. Stay over yonder. It seemed to work. I actually recently started using ClassPass, and I really like it because I like trying new different types of workouts, and it pushes me to, one, get into a new space around new people, which is always nice, but it's also just the new routine of like signing up for a class, being committed, and being like, okay, I have to show up at 6:30 at this yoga studio and test out a class. And sometimes the classes are great, sometimes they're not, and that's okay. Sometimes you really like an instructor, sometimes you don't. It's part of the game, but it's fun to switch things up. Actually, today I was feeling a little bit stagnant. This weekend, beautiful sunny day, I decided to take a workout class at a new place, and then I went for a really nice walk in the sun. I FaceTimed my parents, and it was like walking in a neighborhood that's not where I usually am around, and it was just a small way to switch things up and make things a little bit more interesting. So what are some other fun ways that you can just switch things up? And I'm talking, again, we're talking small. You don't have to switch huge things to make life more interesting, okay? What if you switched up your shower routine? Okay, this is for the girlies who have like you shampoo, then while your shampoo's sitting, you do something else. Then while your conditioner's in, you shave your legs. What if we just switched up the order? Would that be insane? Would that be crazy? Like, it almost sounds comical, but the point is, doing these little things just make your life more interesting. Okay, recently I randomly decided to drive up a mountain after work to go watch the sunset, and it was the most beautiful sunset I have ever seen. And it was just on a whim. The sky looked really pretty. There was this weird like wave of fog over the city of Vancouver for several days, and it was an insane sunset. I might put pictures up on the screen if I remember, because it was just stunning. And it was like this most random little decision, and it just made my whole night. I was so happy. I was like, wow, I'm witnessing this. It was beautiful. Wow. Okay. So it can just be these little unplanned things that just make life a little bit more interesting. It doesn't have to put you completely out of whack, but it's just good to switch things up. The next way I would suggest switching things up is to intentionally plan something new. So this could be with friends. Maybe you plan to go rock climbing. You plan to, I don't know, go check out a different sort of art festival or museum, like any kind of activity that you can do that's different, just to get you out of your norm. Maybe you usually do a certain thing with certain friends. Invite them out to do something different. Now, I do want to flip the script and say that sometimes you try new things and you learn that they don't work for you. So hypothetically, let's say I started doing these ClassPass passes in the evening workouts. Maybe I hate it. Maybe it doesn't work for me. But you know what? It can almost give you a better appreciation for your old way of doing things. And you realize like, oh, actually what I was doing before works better. But I think because you took a break from it, you appreciate it more, right? Everything is about perspective. If things feel boring and mundane, but then you stop doing them, right? Sometimes I'm lazy. I don't want to do my morning stretch. But then by 10 a.m. when my lower back is hurting, I'm like, should have done my morning stretch. Would have felt better. Or when I look at my phone in the morning first thing and I know I shouldn't have, and then I'm coming in hot at work with my students and I'm not calm and patient because I just didn't get my day started in the right way. Okay? It's all about perspective, and I think knowing that the routines are worth it, knowing that switching things up is worth it, just to make things a little more fun, a little more exciting. And I want to keep this episode short and sweet today, but the last thing I want to say about switching things up, one of the best ways to just switch things up is to talk to strangers, is to engage with people in the coffee shop, in line, say hi to someone, spark a little combo. It's usually people that you'll never talk to again, but it really brings me joy talking to random people. Today in the coffee shop, I saw a lady whose coffee lid looked like it wasn't snapped on all the way. And so I told her, hey, double check that that's on because I don't want your coffee to spill all over you. She double checked it. She was good to go. We had a little laugh at the thought of coffee spilling all over her and how tragic that would be. And that was it. Never saw her again. Probably never will. And that's okay. So I'm going to do a whole episode on this idea of micro connections and talking to people and just being a little more playful, because I feel like in society we've gotten so closed off and so glued to our screens that we don't take the time to just appreciate the people that are right in front of us. But those little micro connections, I feel, really make my whole day. And again, it could just be a little compliment to a stranger, can be the helping out the lady with her Starbucks cup lid. So as a little recap, I will always be a number one fan of routine, but switching things up, even in the smallest ways, can just make life feel a little more interesting, a little more fun. And life should be fun. Life should not be so serious, so strictly regimented that there's no wiggle room to switch things up, okay? Again, I love routine, but for me, it's doing the things that set myself up for success so that I have room to bring in a little playfulness here and there in the other ways. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, share this, like this video, and I can't wait to chat with you very soon. Bye.